we are all living in unprecedented times. These are very, very challenging times. And in these challenging times, policymakers are basically mandated to operate in such a complex global setting. So what we call it in economics, it is the paradoxical policy making at this era of paradoxical policy making, which means that at these challenging and unprecedented times, usually we used to say it is challenging to have the monetary and fiscal policy mix in normal times. So in very challenging times, it is basically a sort of a struggle between the monetary and fiscal policy. And it is no secret that in emerging economies, there is a pressure on the emerging economies, because if we go back to the COVID-19 pandemic, where the pressure started with the shortage in the supply of products because you had a lockdown, and when the economy started opening, economies started pouring a lot of liquidity to make their economies grow. So this led to hyperinflation. So with this hyperinflation, central banks around the world moved to increase interest rates. Increasing interest rates for developed countries has different impact on developing and emerging economies, because this increase in interest rates made the cost of debts for emerging economies much higher, made them face more challenges in attracting finance, whether in bonds or in loans, and also made foreign direct investment fly more to places where they have high returns on their investments. But within these challenges, let me tell you that within the COVID-19 pandemic, the Egyptian economy achieved 3.6% growth, and it was one of the very few countries that achieved positive economic growth. And last year, we achieved 6.6 economic growth. And what is always important, I say that growth is necessary, but it's not enough. You need to know, where did this growth come from? Which sector propelled this growth? Did this impact employment or did not impact? So we always look at the real side of the economy. We had positive economic growth rate 6.6. This year, we're going to reach 5%. This growth is coming from telecommunication, which is a real sector, real economy. It's coming from manufacturing. It's coming from tourism sector. It's coming from logistics. It's coming from agriculture. And this is the real side of the economy. This is what makes the economy resilient. And most important, the impact on employment. What is our unemployment rate? Our employment rate reached at its maximum 7.4%. So this is what we care about, is the growth and its impact on the employability levels and on the employment levels. So the other thing is that definitely there are some pressures on the exchange rate, because in emerging economies, you import. Egypt, no secret, is a populous country. We're 104 million people. So with the increase in prices, specifically strategic commodities, you import this. So the amount of money coming out is much more than the amount of foreign exchange coming in. That's why we are making the corrective measures in order to narrow this gap and take the corrective measures quickly in order to attract FDI and stabilize the market.